And I'm going to start out. Now, this first one is going to sound so vanilla, all right, so tapioca, so light, so nothing on the surface, but it's not. You need to work on being a good man. Now, before you throw your hands up, there are a lot of people out there that don't know what it means to be a good man. Especially, I'm going to kick over a hornet's nest here, especially in the deeply religious world. They don't know what it means to be a good person. Listen to me. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. All right? I'm going to say that again. The absence of evil is not an automatic indication of the presence of good. You've got negative, you have positive, and you have neutral. Neutral is there's no negative, but there's no positive either, which means it's a big zero. You remember studying in school negative and positive numbers? All right, picture that graph you looked at on the page. There's -5, -4, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we say, down here on the negatives, Dwayne, I don't do drugs, and I don't abuse women, and I don't steal from people, and I don't do this, and I don't do that. And so they do away with all the negatives, but they don't do anything positive. Congratulations. That person's a big zero. All right? Being good is proactive. It's doing something. It's and you don't have to go and volunteer in India at an orphanage, or haul bags of rice to Africa. It's just caring about people. All right, that poor, beleaguered cashier at Walmart with the tired eyes and the swollen ankles, just look her in the eye and ask her, "How are you doing today?" Just somebody actually cares. You know, we talk about holding the door. Well, somebody stops on the side of the road. Your neighbor down the road is in a difficult place and they can't get their yard mowed. The old lady across the street, the old gentleman across the street, it snows. Just take your shovel and go over and shovel their sidewalk. Just somebody at work, you watch and you look, and people at work, they're going through a hard time. Just, hey, are you all right? Anything I can do to help? Just in your life, be an agent for good. Be a dangerous man. Now, being dangerous is not being a threat. They're two different things. All right? And it's not about going out and lifting weights and getting a bunch of tattoos and wearing leather jackets and walking around with your chest and shoulders up, hulking around saying, "I'm dangerous." That's very rarely is that a dangerous man. Often the most dangerous man in the room is the quietest man in the room. When we were in Wyoming, this last trip, I was talking to the neighbor behind me. He's the manager of all this grazing land, ranch land. And across the road, he and his wife had just a few head of sheep. Not very many, 10 or 12. And we were talking about, and he was talking about this is here and this is over here. And he said, "Now I don't recommend you go over and check out the sheep." He has one of those Great Pyrenees dogs over there. He said that dog doesn't know you, and he might eat you up, protecting those sheep. Now, sat there for a couple days and watched. That dog was dangerous, all right? But that dog did not sit on the hillside up with his head up and his hair flowing in the wind like some kind of lion, telling the whole world I'm dangerous. He wasn't down at the road down there barking at everything come by, says I'm dangerous. He was just with the sheep, and he was not a danger to the sheep. The lambs and the ewes and everything come around and go in around amongst him and everything, and they were perfectly 100% safe. And when they were all down in there and down in the middle of the day and kind of gathered up and resting, he's out under a shade tree out there somewhere. He's resting too. He's not telling everybody how dangerous he is. In fact, from a distance, if you look down there, he looked like the sheep. About the same size, big old white, woolly. You couldn't tell him from the sheep. But you go down there and he thinks you're trying to harm one of the sheep. It's a different story. He's dangerous. Listen, you cannot, if we tie this into the earlier point, be a good man. You can't be a good man, a fully good man, if you're not a dangerous man. All right? To be good is to do good to people, and sometimes doing good to people is protecting those people. It's protecting those people, protecting those around us. All right, these days I'm a laid back, mellow, middle-aged fella, and I kind of talk slow and easy, and I move slow and easy. All right, but you say one disrespectful thing to my wife in my presence, or I get a phone call from one of my daughters crying, I am not only willing, but I am able to inflict great bodily damage, and I will do so. I'm not a danger to those around me. I'm not a danger to the sheep. But you need to be a dangerous man. Look up, there's a guy on the internet, and he's on YouTube, and he discusses this. He's much smarter than I am. He discusses this much better. Jordan Peterson. And he talks about this a whole lot more eloquently than I can. All right. But you need to, first off, you need to get a mindset. Look, I'm not a sheep. I'm taking care of those that it's a willingness and a mindset. And then you work on the physical side of it. All right, start losing some weight, start going to the gym, start learning some things. And fellas, if you are not willing and able to some degree to protect the family that you have started, you don't have a right to have a family. That's my opinion. That's Dwayneism. Okay, you don't have a right to have that family. So study. These are things I'm just giving you to start, and you research. Okay, be dangerous. Third, be educated. Listen, you want to know how to be a man among men? You start following and reading and listening to guys like Jocko Willett, Jordan Peterson, these guys, and start learning. Start reading. And just, the brain is a muscle, and like any muscle, the more you work it, the stronger it becomes. I've talked about reading on here before. It's hard. Mama laughs at me all the time. I cannot multitask. I get to talking and I completely forget about my cigar. I only do one thing at a time. All right? Become educated. All right? And I don't mean going to college. I'm not knocking college. All right? But become educated. Learn to do things. Learn what's going on around you. But go through life learning, learn something new. Okay, become educated, and become educated and better with your vehicles. Educated, of course, in our line of work, what we're doing. Educated with horses, you're always learning, you're always growing, you're always reading. We've got two young men here, apprentices we got here, and one of these young men, he's always reading. He's always. Dwayne, do you recommend a book on this? Do you know of a book on this? And he asked me the other day, and I said, well, I recommend this book here by this fella. He says, oh, I already have that one. And I have the sequel that he wrote to it after that. And these weren't novels. But he's just always learning, always growing. All right, just become educated. Thirdly, be calm. Be calm. All right. Now, Mama's grinning behind the phone. A lot of people talk on the channel about how calm and level I am. Look, this is not the me that used to be. And it's we looking at these comments and talking about how lucky your children were to be raised by you. My children were not raised by the me that is today. It's a journey, all right? I was a hot-headed, scratchy old fella. I just didn't know any better, all right? Had a lot of stuff outside of family in my life that was causing tremendous amounts of stress, and I was bringing it home, and I was not calm. You need to just be calm. Just be calm. Well, Dwayne, how do I be calm? Get rid of the things that don't let you be calm. All right, if you come in and you watch the news every night and it just agitates you, turn the dang news off. They're lying to you anyhow. It's inevitable. Nothing you can do about it. Turn it off. You got people in your life that are just people of constant conflict, people of melodrama, just people that are always stirring the pot. They're not happy unless the pot is stirred. Just walk away. I have friends, old friends, family. I just walked away. And I guard my calmness. We have a deal here. We have Sunday night. Everybody comes in, and so we lay out the rules. Rule number one, every class, do not disturb Dwayne's calm. All right? Just calm. Find things that will make you calm. Cigar? Okay. Calm music. Listen, if you got a stressful job that you don't like, that you're not proud of doing, and you are slamming Mountain Dews and Dr. Peppers and sweet teas or whatever, jacked up on sugar, I used to drink a 6-pack of Dr. Pepper and 2 big tall glasses of sweet tea every day, and then go to heavy stress construction jobs and stuff. And along with the other things in my life, I stayed jacked up. Just quit. Cut that stuff down. Cut it out. All right? And if you do that, and then you've got cranking, driving music on your radio to work, that stuff just gets your heart rate going and gets you going. So you wake up of a morning, you got a job you hate, you don't like, you don't want to go to. You slam some sugar breakfast down. You grab you a Mountain Dew or a Coke or a Dr. Pepper on the way to work, and then you crank up some hard driving music, and you come screeching or roaring into your job, and you get out and go in, and it's machines and everything else going, and people are not happy, and people don't want to be there and whatnot. Goodness gracious, it's no wonder you're about to blow a gasket. Make some major changes in your life. Change that music. You listen to country music. Well, there's a lot of country music these days that to me is not very country. But instead of listening to, Brantley Gilbert, learn to appreciate some Emmylou Harris. Okay? Find beauty and calm, and kind of tone down on the drums and the screaming guitars a little bit. Cut down on the sugar and the caffeine, and there's people in your life that just draw away. Just draw away. You need to be calm. And then when the inevitable conflict comes up, and it will, because this is life, go into it calm. Go into your conflict calm. Because if you're calm, you're thinking, you're logical, you're level-headed. When you get mad, all logic and reason goes out the window. Okay? So be calm. Learn to read books that are just put you in a perspective state of mind. All right? So be calm. And lastly, be wise. Now, wisdom, it's a lifetime of study. Wisdom is. And wisdom's not what you know. Wisdom is knowing how to apply what you know. The saying is, wisdom is knowing that tomato is officially classified as a fruit. That's knowledge. Knowledge is knowing that wisdom is officially... Let me try again. Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is classified as a fruit. Wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad. You don't have to open your mouth and dump out everything that's going on in your brain. You don't have to tell people everything you know. You know, there's two sides of that calm thing. There's the people who stir things up around you, but there's the times we go around and we tell tales and we agitate. Hey, I heard this. I heard this. Did you hear this? And they're stirring stuff up. Be that quiet man. Be that quiet man in the corner. All right? You got something to say that's good, beneficial, helpful, or properly corrective at the proper time, then say it. Otherwise, be wise. All right? Talking all the time about everything to everybody, that's not an indication of the wise. All right? So now these are just some things just to think about and to help. And it's a journey. It's a journey. All right? You start where you are today and you say, I wish I was that man right there. But I'm not. And I don't mean that particular person. I mean that kind of man. I wish that is the kind of man that I was. Well, it might be a long journey to get to that man. But start. Work at it all the time. Make sacrifices. And the other thing is, you've heard the saying, fake it till you make it. You see that man right there, and you want to be that man right there, pretend to be that man right there. Listen to me. Pretend to be that man right there. Inside, you say, I'm not really that man. I'm going to act calm. I'm going to pretend like I'm that calm man. But I don't feel like I am that calm man, but I'm going to act calm and I'm going to pretend to be calm. Then are you not calm? Do you not become calm through that process? All right? Act like, but see and picture. Listen, if you don't have a destination, how do you know when you've arrived? And how do you know how to get there if you don't know where you're going? Sit down and figure out, what kind of man do I want to be? And then begin the journey. But just this country and the people around you need good men. Good, effective men. We have enough neutrals. We have enough people running around out there that, let's be completely honest. Let's be completely honest. If you were to leave this world tomorrow, would you leave a hole? If you were to leave this world tomorrow, would you leave a hole? Become the man that leaves a big hole when you leave this world. All right? Hope it helps. And I'm going to stop right there, and we'll catch you guys next time.